So with the new brushless hype, I wanted to know what's the difference between the V5 transmitter and the V6, and the difference between these two receivers. This one came with the CR18P Evo Pro, and this one of course is branded FMS. Both share the same number, but on the side, the sticker here, there's a little extra one. So let's find out what's the difference of these two. And of course, this little module that comes with the more recent brushless setup that can produce a signal for the lights. So let's find out together. Today we're going to focus on four-wheel steer. As a bunch of you know, with this controller, the V5, and with the brushed receiver, we can achieve decent four-wheel steer with 4 modes. Question is, can we achieve that with brushless setup? So on this side, I have a custom brushless that I put. It's from the CR18P Evo Pro. This rig, this one is still brushless, and this setup is completely from this kind of car. I also took the motor and switched the pinion on it to have the FCX24, FCX18 pinion on it. So, and the receiver on that is the FSR4P/BS with the two-way BS protocol that all these transmitter use. So if I power my transmitter here, which is the V5, and I power the Furitech Lizard Pro here, I have the normal steering, and when I press channel 4 and I steer, I have crab mode, and if I continue, I have standard four-wheel steer, and so on and so on. So my question was, can I do that with this setup? Can I use channel 4 on this? I already tested, and apparently no. I'm going to show you. So the channel, where it's written channel 4 here, it's basically a signal that goes through that light module here. I'm going to show you that. So this transmitter is the V6. So I power it on, you're going to see the lights. So the steering work, and you have all the light functions with a quick press on channel 4, like with the brushed ESC. My questioning was, can I use a splitter and make run both lights and rear wheel steer? So I switched it. I use a splitter. I don't know if I still have one here. Let me check. Yes, I do have a splitter. So a splitter like that. So I'm going to power it off. I'm going to show you what it does. So basically I remove channel 4 and I put the splitter in, and I put the lights there. Only one side goes. And if I power it on, remote still powered on, all the lights function, still work. I'm going to power it off, and if I try, I'm going to power this one off too. If I try the rear axle servo on that one, so I'm going to take my splitter, put brown with the black, there it goes. So will it work? So you can see that the channel 4 on this receiver, which look basically the same as this one, does not operate the same. So even if I try to switch modes, it doesn't do anything. It stays stuck that way. I can make it go both way or proportional, nothing. So The difference is this one is called the R4P1/VS. So there's a 1 in difference, and this is for control. The channel 4 is not really a channel 4 per se. It doesn't have a circle function, but it's making some pulse electronics. I'm not a specialist, and it controls the light through this module, which is called the Fs-DB01. So with that setup, with this receiver, you can't make it four-wheel steer. I'm gonna shut it off. And vice versa. If you use, everything's powered off. If I try to use this channel 4, which is really a channel 4, to power the light module, I'm going to turn it on. The light's going to flash, but with channel 4, I don't have any control of the light. But I can't use, I didn't reconnect it, but even with the splitter, I'm going to connect it right away. I'm sure it won't blow off. There you go. So even with the splitter, I can use it, but not the light. So if you want four-wheel steer with your brushless setup, you'll have to forget about the lights, or maybe make some permanent light with that receiver. But you can use four-wheel steer, so that's a choice you'll have to make. And my other question was, can this V5, can it be used to power the lights on that car? So I'm gonna replug it like it should be, like that, and I'm gonna turn it off, press bind, power it on, so it's on bind mode. I'm gonna bind it with this one, turn it off, turn it off, turn it on, turn it on. Oh, this one was still on, sorry. I'm gonna redo the whole process. So power it off, bind, power on in the car. All right, so just to be sure, I'm going to turn it off, turn it on again. And can I power the lights with the V5? So it seems not. If I connect them correctly, I'm going to turn it off, bind the V6. So you need the V6 to power the lights with that module. And what about the opposite? Can I make four-wheel steer with that receiver and the V6? I hope yes. I hope they didn't downgrade that awesome function, but let's find together. So press bind, power on the V6, power on this car. All right, power it off, power it off, power it on, car on. Okay, well let's see, it's reversed here, but that's only a switch here. So does it work? Did I reconnect it? Yeah, it seems to work. Maybe it's just the limit that's not set properly. Is that it? Whoa, sorry. Oh yeah, it seems to work. Yeah, here we go. So the V6 worked with four-wheel steer, but you need this one without the one after the P. So you have to choose four-wheel steer brushless or lights brushless, but not both, as you can do with the brush version. So there you go. I hope you like my findings. So quick recap, both the V5 and the V6 transmitter can be used to produce four-wheel steer rigs with, of course, the brushed receiver, which is the FS R4A3-BS, or it can be used with the FS-R4P-BS. So that's one thing. And we know that the V5 can't control the light module, only the V6 can, and the V6 paired with the FS R4P, it's almost like it's the same, but the difference is with this little sticker there. There's a little 1, so it's the R4P1-BS. Part number C3658 if you want to order it, paired with that module that transfer the channel 4, which by the way is not a full channel 4 per se. It can't control the servo like on this receiver, but it output a electric signal that plug right in here, and with this module that is the FS-DB01, and you can output all your lights with it. So that's the choice you have to make. I'll try to find if there's more option with the two-way BS receiver, but I already emailed Fly Sky a while back, and they said that the two-way BS protocol is something proprietary, so we can't order it. Only this. Now we can't order this version, but sadly it can control four-wheel steer. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and happy RCing, everybody.